Hello my dear friends, in this video we'll solve the problem on a truss. I'll read the given problem. Consider the 4 bar truss shown in figure. He has given a 4 bar truss, element number 1, element number 2, element number 3 and element number 4. 4 bars he has used, which has a relative displacement, is said to be as a truss. Now you can easily understand why I have stated truss is a combination of a more than 1 bar element which has a relative displacement due to the application of a external force. Right now you can got the definition. It is given that Young's modulus E is equals to 2 into 10 to the power of 5 Newton per millimeter square. AE is equals to 100 mm square for all elements. Each element has a area of cross section 100 mm square common A1, A2, A3 and A4. Then what we need to find out? We need to determine the elemental stiffness matrix for each element. Structural stiffness matrix K for entire truss. We need to find out the elemental stiffness matrix KE. Then we need to say K is equals to K1 plus K2 plus K3 plus K4. So that is the reason is stated. Using a elimination approach, solve for a nodal displacement. We need to use the elimination approach. We need to find out the nodal displacement Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5. How many numbers of nodes are there? How many numbers of degrees of freedom we are choosing? That much numbers of displacement we need to find. Calculate the stress in each element. We need to find out the stress induced in each element due to the application of a load. And then calculate the reaction forces. We need to find out the reaction forces. All the characteristics we need to find. Here he has given a problem, has a 4 bar truss element. The length is given 40 mm along x-axis, along y-axis 30 mm. And load has been applied at this particular node. Still we don't know what is that node. Later on we'll define. Then here also the force is exerted along x-axis. And this is along y-axis. Now how we need to represent, how we need to start solving the problem, how we need to define the origin. First we need to define like this x and y axis. This is an x axis and then y axis. Separately I'll take here. This is a x and y axis. This one is an origin 0, 0. And then this I'll say as a node number 1. And then this is a node number 2. I have that 40, 0. And then node number 3 I will say this one. That coordinate data we have 40x and y value 30 mm. Then node number 4 we have here 0, 30 mm. Right? So we have given the node numbers. And then this is an element number 1, element number 2, element number 3 and element number 4. Now we have represented. After that node number 1 has a 2 degrees of freedom along x-axis Q1, along y-axis Q2. So I am giving the name along x-axis starting from the x-axis and ending at the y-axis. X-axis Q1, y-axis Q2. Likewise we have Q1, Q2 at node number 1, at node number 2 Q3 and Q4, at node number 3 Q5 and Q6, at node number 4 Q7 and Q8. Along x-axis Q7, along y-axis Q8. First we need to give the displacement along x-axis, then we need to give for the y-axis. Then next bit when we'll compare that all the data and we have found that how to represent that FE model. This is the FE model of a given problem. Then next we need to represent the nodal coordinate data as I have discussed. Here node number 1 where it lies x value, y value is 0, 0, 0. And this one node 2 value 40, 0. X value is 40, y value is 0. Then node number 3 is lies here. X value is 40, y value is 30. X value 40, y value 30. And node number 4 we have x is 0, y is 30. X is 0, y is 30. So this is the nodal coordinate data we have taken. And then elemental data. Elemental data we have to write the element, then initial node, final node, length of the element, direction, cosine. We have L and M. First we need to take that. And then how many elements we have? We have a 4 elements. Element number 1, 2, 3 and 4 elements. We need to take a 4 rows. After that 1, 2, 3, right? 4. We need to make the 4 rows. Then we have how many elements? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 numbers of elements are there. Next, what is the initial node for element number 1? Element number 1 initial node here, node number 1 start from node number 1 and ends at node number 2, element number 1. That is the reason we have taken initial node as a 1 and final node as a 2. Element number 2, where it will get start, element number 2 start from node number 2 and ends at node number 3, this element number 2. The element number 2 we have here, start from initial node number 2 and final node number 3. Similarly, element number 3, element number 3 is very much important here. You can see element number 3 start from node number 3 and ends at node number 1. Why we are giving like this? We are assuming and giving the node numbering and the element numbers counterclockwise direction. Starts from 3 and ends at node number 1. Start from node number 3 and ends at node number 1. And then similarly, element number 4 will get start from node number 3 and ends at node number 4. What is the initial node and final node? Initial node is a 3 and final node is 4. Only this has some complications, right? So next bit is what we need to find out a length of the element. Length of the element, LE. Length of the element here. What is that length of the element number 1? This is a LE1. Length number 1 of element number 1, which is parallel to this horizontal length 40 mm. No need to find, just directly substitute here 40. And then similarly, the length of the element number 2. This is the length of the element number 2, which is equals to 30 mm. This one directly we have substituted here 30. And length of the element number 3, this has been got inclined. It is not parallel to this 40 and not parallel to this 30. So how we need to find out that? We need to find out LE is equals to, we have a distance equation under the root of x final minus x initial whole square plus of y final minus y initial whole square. So we need to get this final and initial value. The element will get start from node number 3 and ends at node number 1. That means we need to take elemental data from here. We get start from node number 3 and ends at node number 1. That means initial node value is this 40 and 30. Initial node value 3 and final node value is 1. So what is that x1 y1 value? Here we'll say initial node value 40 and 30. Final node value is 0 and 0. So we have element number 3 starts from node number 3 and ends at node number 1. So what are the coordinate values at node number 3 is the initial. What are the coordinate values at the node number 1 is the final values. We have here, this is an x1 that is equals to x initial, y1 is equals to y initial, y2 which is equals to y final, x2 x final. We have that equation LE is equals to under the root of x final minus x initial whole square plus of y final minus y initial whole square. So substitute this value here, that is a L3 is equals to x final means 0 minus 40 whole square plus of final value 0 minus initial 30, 0 minus 30 whole square under the whole root. This is a minus 40 square, that becomes a 40 square, then 30 square, which is equals to 50. Elemental length for element number 3, which is equals to 50 mm. And then similarly, element number 4 has a length parallel to this horizontal length of the truss element 40 mm. Then L4 is equals to 40 mm. Tabulate in a tabular column L4 for element number 4 is equals to 40. No need to find, only this we need to find out. Then we need to find out the direction cosine. As similar to the previous procedure, we have a L direction cosine is equals to final node value of x minus initial node divided by LE. This value we need to divide. Then how we need to find out this one? For a element number 1, L is equals to x final minus x initial whole divided by L1. Element number 1, what is the final value that it will get start from node number 1 and ends at node number 2. Final value is 40 minus 0. Length of this element is equals to 40, that is equals to 1. Direction cosine for a element number 1, that L is equals to 1. Similarly, M is equals to y final minus y initial whole divided by L1, which is equals to y final and initial both are 0 and 0 divided by 40, which is equals to 0. 1 and 0. L is equals to 1, M is equals to 0. Tabulate that in a tabular column here for element number 1. Element number 2, similarly, that element number 2 will get start from where? Node number 2 and ends at node number 3. That means we need to take this value. We have L is equals to final value here 40, initial value is also 40. 40 minus 40 whole divided by 30, length of the element, that is equals to 0. And similarly, M is equals to final value is 30 minus initial value 0 whole divided by LE 30, which is equals to 1. L is equals to 0, M is equals to 1 for an element number 2. 0 and 1 we have tabulated. And then element will get start from 3 and ends at node number 1. The initial values for element number 3, to find out a direction cosine, it is initial values, and this one is the final values. We have to find L for a element number 3. L is equals to final value is 0, this one, minus initial value 40. We have found that length of the element 50. We have this value which is equals to L is equals to minus 0.8. Similarly, along y axis you find minus 0.6 you will get here. Use these values. M is equals to final value 0, initial value 30 whole divided by 50. Length we have found minus 30 by 50, that is equals to minus 0.6. So we have found here minus 0.6. Our tablet here. Similarly, find out for this one element number 4. It will get start from node number 3 and ends at node number 4. We have this characteristics initial final we have. So L is equals to initial value is 40, final value is 0. 0 minus 40 whole divided by again 40, we have minus 1. This is minus 40 divided by 40. M is equals to, we have 30 minus 30 whole divided by 40, which is equals to 0. Minus 1, 0. We have tabulated here minus 1, 0. After getting this elemental data, what is the next step? We need to find out the elemental stiffness matrix for a given element. I have given how to remember this one. Make it the 4 part, and again I'll not tell. So all of you remember that concept to write this elemental stiffness matrix. K is equals to AEE divided by LE with this direction cosine matrix. Then substitute the value of area. A1 is equals to A2 is equals to A3 is equals to A4 is equals to, we have that value is given 100 mm square, and we have E1 is equals to E2 is equals to E3 is equals to E4, which is equals to 2 into 10 to the power of 5 Newton per millimeter square. For all elements, Young's modulus is remain same. For all element, area of cross section is remain same. So I'll take completely there. And then element number 1 length is equals to 40. It is not same. Direction cosine 1, 0. Here we have element area of cross section A1 is equals to 100 mm square. E is equals to 2 into 10 to the power of 5 Newton per millimeter square. And then length of element number 1 is equals to 40. L is equals to 1 and M is equals to 0. All those values you substitute here. Area of cross section 100, 2 into 10 to the power of 5 Newton per millimeter square Young's modulus. Length of the element 140. Direction cosine L is equals to 1. L square is equals to 1, 0. Y M is 0. LM is equals to 0. Then L square minus L square. it becomes minus 1 lm is equals to 0, minus lm is equals to 0. This one lm is equals to 0, m square is equals to 0, minus lm is equals to 0, minus m square is equals to 0. Similarly here we have minus l square, minus of 1 square is a minus 1, and then lm 0. Here plus l square 1, we have lm 0. Here minus ml is equals to 0, m square minus m square is equals to 0, lm is equals to 0, m square is equals to 0. All the characteristics we got after calculating this value, which is equals to 5 into 10 to the power of 5. 10 to the power of 5 I have taken common, and then 5 I have multiplied inside the matrix. This matrix becomes 5 minus 5 minus 5 5. All the rest of the values remain same. I have copied as a 0. Then element will get start from node number 1 and ends at node number 2. Node number 1 has a q1 and q2 is a displacement. Node number 2 has a q3 and q4. Why? It has 2 degrees of freedom at each node. First row first column name with respect to q1, second row second column name with respect to q2, third row third column name with respect to q3, fourth row fourth column name with respect to q4 for element number 1 elemental stiffness matrix. Similarly we have a element number 2, same thing, you take it from the tabular column. 30 length L2 is equals to 30, L0 M1. So we have here element number 2. Element number 2 has a Young's modulus remains same, 2 into 10 to the power of 5 Newton per millimeter square. A is equals to 100 mm square. Similarly L2, which is equals to from the tabular column 30 mm, and direction cosine L is equals to 0, M is equals to 1. We have this substitute all those values in the elemental stiffness matrix, we will get this matrix. Then this value calculated, that value which is equals to 6.66 into 10 to the power of 5. The 10 to the power of 5 I have taken common, and then 6.66 I have multiplied inside the matrix. Then this will be yields to this matrix. After finding this matrix, give the node numbering. So element will get start from node number 2 and ends at node number 3. So element has a displacement along x-axis at node number 2 q3, and y-axis q4, here q5 and q6. q5 and q6, first row first column name with respect to q3, second row second column name with respect to q4, third row third column name with respect to q5, fourth row fourth column name with respect to q6, as per the element as represented in a given truss element. It will get start from node number 2 and ends at node number 3. Similarly find out the elemental stiffness matrix for element number 3. Element number 3 values you take down. L3 is equals to 50 minus 0.8 L and M minus 0.6. We have here elemental stiffness matrix for an element number 3. E is equals to same 2 into 10 to the power of 5, that is E3 Newton per millimeter square, and A3 is equals to 100 mm square. Length of the element L3, which is equals to 50 mm from the tabular column, and we have L is equals to minus 0.8, M is equals to minus 0.6, 0.8 square is equals to 0.64, 0.6 into 0.8 is equals to 0.48. So here we have substituted all these values in the matrix, we'll get this matrix. We know that how to substitute and getting the matrix. All the values you substitute in the given elemental stiffness matrix. Here in this elemental stiffness matrix we'll get a third elemental stiffness matrix for element number 3. Finally we'll get the elemental stiffness matrix for element number 3, that is K3. We have this one, and element will get start from node number 3 and ends at node number 1. At node number 3 q5 and q6. Similarly we have here q1 q2. First row first column name, it will get start from node number 3 and ends at node number 1 q5. Second row second column name q6, third row third column name q1, fourth row fourth column name q2 with respect to the position of the element. we have given the numbers of a elemental stiffness matrix rows and column. Similarly, find out a elemental stiffness matrix for an element number 3 by collecting the data from tabular column. We have here a elemental stiffness matrix for a element number 4, which is equals to this one. Then similarly we have element number 4 will get start from node number 3 and ends at node number Q5 and Q6 at node number 3, Q7 and Q8 at node number 4. So first row first column name as a Q5, second row second column name as a Q6, third row third column name as a Q7, fourth row fourth column name as a Q8 for element number 4. We got a all elemental stiffness matrix for a truss element, element number 1 stiffness matrix, and then element number 2 stiffness matrix, element number 3 stiffness matrix, and 4 stiffness matrix. We have all the 4 stiffness matrix we have. I have taken that all the 4 stiffness matrix here. After taking that 4 stiffness matrix, I have get a global stiffness matrix K is equals to K1 plus K2 plus K3 and K4. Now consider a first row first column where the rows are there. We have here a row and we have a first row here. Similarly, in this we don't have any first row, in this we don't have any first row. First row first column name value, first row first column value, here we have 5, here also we have first row first column value 5 plus 2.56, which is equals to 7.56. first row second column name, here it is 0 and here we have a 1.92. 0 plus 1.92 is equals to 1.92. first row third column name we have here, but we don't have third column. First row third column minus 5, first row fourth column 0, we don't have here fourth, it will get start from 5. first row fifth column we have here minus 2.56. first row sixth column we have here minus 1.92. first row seventh column we don't have here 0, and first row eighth column is 0. After that, taking all the values of a first row first column, similarly select the second row, get the second row values. We have a second row here, we have a second row here, we don't have any second row, we don't have a second row here. Second row first column, here we have a second row first column 0, but also we have the value of second row first column 1.92 here. 0 plus 1.92, that is equals to 1.92. 2 second row second column 0, we have here 1.44. 0 plus 1.44, second row second column 1.44. second row third column value we have here, that is equals to here second row third column we have here second row third column 0, but we don't have any values of third column here 0. Second row fourth column 0, we have here 0. Similarly, second row fifth column we don't have here, we have fifth column here minus 1.92, minus 1.44. second row sixth column, seventh and eighth column we don't have 0, 0 we have taken. Similarly, add it all the rows, third row, fourth row, fifth, sixth, seventh and eighth row, you will get a 8 cross 8 matrix. Y means we have a 4 node and each node has a 2 degrees of freedom. 2 degrees of freedom means 4 into 2, which is equals to 8, that is equals to 8 cross 8 matrix we will get. 8 cross 8 matrix, some global stiffness matrix we got. Then global displacement vector, find it as per in the previous problem I have discussed. Q1, Q2, Q3 till Q8 we have. Then global force vector F1, F2, F3, F4 till 8 we have 8 forces we have in a given problem at this point. Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5, Q6, Q7, Q8. That means we have here F1, F2, F3, F4, F5, F6, F7, F8. F1 and F2 is equals to 0. F3 is equals to plus 20,000 Newton, and F5 is equals to 0. F6 is equals to minus vertically downward minus 25,000 Newton. We have this all the values we need to substitute in a vector, and another one we can easily find here. Other thing, we have a displacement is equals to 0, q1 q2 is equals to 0, and q4 is equals to 0. Why? It is fixed along y direction. q7 q8 is equals to 0, but q3 q5 q6 is not equals to 0. Now we have that idea. Here I have taken a global displacement vector q1 q2 q3 q4 q5 q6 q7 q8. These are node number 1, these are the node number 2, node number 3, and node number 4. Here f1 f2 node number 1 all forces are 0. f3 at node number 2 along x-axis it is a positive 20,000 Newton. f4 vertically upward direction roller support is there 0, and f5 is equals to 0. f6 vertically downward has been applied at node number 3 minus 25,000. f7 and f8 is 0 at node number 4. We know that after that we need to bring in a equilibrium equation. K into Q is equals to F. All the values is substitute here. K into Q is equals to F. Then apply the boundary condition. Q1 Q2 is equals to 0 due to hinged at node number 1. First row first column is eliminated. Similarly Q2 is fixed, second row second column is eliminated. At node number 2 roller support along y direction Q4 is equals to 0. Similarly Q7 and 8 is equals to 0. Based on that we need to eliminate the rows and columns. We have here Q1 Q2 is equals to 0. First row first columns, first row second column has been eliminated, and then fourth row fourth column has been eliminated, and then seventh and eighth row seventh column, eighth row eighth column has been eliminated. Only this square box what we have written is remains. 8 cross 8 matrix becomes 3 cross 3. We have to find out Q3, Q5 and Q6. After resolving that we'll have a 3 cross 3 matrix from this matrix. How we have taken this you can check out. 5 10 to the power 5 common we have taken. 0 0 Q3 is equals to 20,000. Similarly we have here 0 7.56 1.92 Q5 here 0. Similarly we have 0 1.92 8.1 Q6 and minus 25. So that we have taken from this resolved equilibrium equation is get reduces. We have a 3 cross 3 matrix. So use the calculator. In your calculator go to the 3 times mod button, use the 3 unknowns equation, enter the all values as a1 into 10 to the power of 5 b1 c1 d1, a2 b2 c2 d2, a3 b3 c3 d3. Press equals button, you will get a x value that is equals to q3 0.04 mm, y value that is equals to q5 value 8.34 into 10 to the power of minus 3 millimeter, and z value you will get q6 minus 32.84 into 10 to the power of minus 3 millimeter. We have here global displacement vector. Q1 is equals to 0, Q2 is equals to 0, Q3 we have found this value, and Q4 is equals to 0, Q5 is equals to this one, Q6 is equals to this one, Q7 is equals to 0, Q8 is equals to 0. We have this all the displacement at each node we have found. After finding that a next bit he has given in your problem how many tasks we have completed. Here we can easily say here we have found the elemental stiffness matrix, we have found a structural stiffness matrix for an entire body of a truss element. Used the elimination method to find out the nodal displacement at each node. Now we need to find out the stress in each element and reaction force. These two has remains we need to find. How we'll find that? As usually we will use that equation, stress equation. We have that stress equation sigma E is equals to E divided by LE into minus L minus M LM into Q1 Q2 Q3 and Q4. Directly I have not taken the equation. Why? Means the element number 3 is not continuous. Based on that element we need to keep this equation should be safe. As it is we have taken here for element number 1 E1 divided by L1. Direction constant for element number 1 we have taken, and then Q1 Q2 Q3 and Q4 value we have substituted here as we have found. Then resolve this row with respect to a column. Here minus 1 into 0 0, 0 into 0 0 plus 1 into 40 into 10 to the power of minus 3, 40 into 10 to the power of minus 3 remains plus 0 into 0. We have this one. And then when you'll solve this value, you'll get a 200 Newton per millimeter square stress is induced in element number 1. Similarly, for element number 2, will get start from node number 2 and ends at node number 3. So it will get start from Q3 and ends at Q6. So that is the reason we have taken Q3, Q4, Q5, Q6, right? So this will be a Young's modulus. This is a length of the element in from the tabular column he has taken 30, and then direction cosine 0, L is equals to 0, M is equals to 1, minus L minus M, L M. What is the value of the L? Is equals to 0, M is equals to 1. When we substitute the value of a L here, 0, 1 means minus 1. It is minus 1. Corrected this one. And then this is a 0, M is minus plus 1, 1. It is as it is. This is a plus and this one is minus 1, right? So then we have found a Q3 value, we have found a Q4, Q5 and Q6. All the values you substitute here. We know that why Q3 will have written here. Element will get start from node number 2. Element will get start from node number 2, which has contained a Q3, Q4, Q5 and Q6. So based on that, we have taken a Q3, Q4, Q5, Q6 for element number 2. Resolve that as usually in a previous method. You have taken 0. We have 0 into this value is 0, plus of 1 into 0, 0, 0 into this value is 0, plus of 1 into this value, that becomes minus. We have minus of this value, multiply this value with this, we'll get the answer 218.98 Newton per millimeter square. Similarly, we have here stress as usually you take down. For this particular element number 3, carefully take down this displacement vector. Element will get start from node number 3 and ends at node number 1. Here as a Q5 and Q6, Q1, Q2, Q5, Q6, Q1, Q2. Okay, now we got that. These values you substitute here from the tabular column, and this also take down from the given data. You will get the answer for this element number 3. Stress is induced in element number 3, which is equals to minus 52.112 Newton per millimeter square. We have found a stresses in each element. Similarly, you find it for element number 4. You will get the stress in element number 4. This value will get changed. That will be a 5, 6, 7 and 8. L value we have a minus 1. M value is equals to 0, and L value we have that is equals to 40 LE length, and Young's modulus will remain same. All the values you substitute and get the answer for the element number 4. Reaction supports. The reaction supports we need to find out. I have taken a best method. Reaction supports, we know that equation R is equals to K matrix into Q minus F. So we have that reactions at which nodes we need to identify first, then only that we will find. The rest of the things will leave. See here I have taken R1, R2, R4, R7, R8 is equals to question mark. Reaction at this particular portion, at this particular positions, that reactions are there. Rest of the positions we don't have any reaction. We have applied force over there. See here in a FE model we have that complete idea. We can check out a reaction along x-axis. We have here R1, we have R2, and then here we have a R4. We need to find out, but we don't have any reaction. We don't have horizontal here any reaction. We have a reaction here. We have R7, R8. 1, 2, 4, 7, 8. We need to find. To find out that one, I have taken a generalized equation for this one, 8 cross 8 matrix in terms of a generalized. We need to find out a R1. We need to take this row completely. I'll take that row completely with this Q value. How I'll take, you can check out here. R1 is equals to at node number 1 K1 Q1 plus K12 into Q2, K13 into Q3, K14 into Q4, K15 into Q5, and K16 into Q6, K17 into Q7, K18 into Q8 minus of F1 we have taken. All the values from this matrix you take down. This one K11 means 7.56 into Q1 0 plus of 1.92 into 0 minus 5 into Q3 means 0.04. We have this one substituted value. All those values likewise you identify from the first row and substitute here in this equation. You will get the R1 value. R1 is equal to minus 15819.52 Newton. Similarly, here I have written mistake. This one is not a 2. This is also equals to 1 along y direction. This is R2 at node number 1. Similarly, I'll take this will R2 is depends upon the row number 2, multiply with the Q value minus of F2. So I have taken this one K12 into Q1, K22 into Q2, K23 into Q3. Similarly, K28 into Q8 minus F2 I have taken. All the values from this matrix I have taken. Minus F is 0, and we got the value at the node number 1 vertical direction reaction force 3135.36 Newton. Similarly, where the reactions are there, we need to find out a fourth row we have taken to find out the reaction at node number 2 vertical direction, that is equals to 48511.444 Newton. Similarly, 7 and 8 we have found 7 and 8 we have taken, and we have founded the reaction force here, and then we have represented all the find out reaction forces here, missing R7 and R8. So R1 is equals to this one, R2, R3, R4, R5, R6 and R7, R8. We have see here the directions we are representing here, R7, R8. Then this one R1 we have negative, opposite direction we have represented, and then R2 is a positive value, vertical direction at node number 1. Similarly, R3 is equals to 0, R3 we have applied. R4 we have here, that is completely upward direction, positive value we have represented upward direction, and then we don't have any reaction at this node number 3, that R7 is negative, opposite direction, negative x-axis we have taken 0, it may be a positive, just we have represented vertically upward direction. This completes the module number 2. All the topics I have covered. Thank you for listening my lecture.